Hello, my friends. Welcome to episode 87 of the Nourish and Strengthen podcast. And today I'm talking about why you overeat and what we can do about it. And specifically, I'm talking to perimenopausal women and emotional eating, okay? Or just overeating in general, like without really like meaning to or planning to. I mean, I guess when do we plan to overeat, right? But how many times have you reached the end of the day or end of the weekend and been like, why did I eat so much? What happened? What did I just do? So you're human. You're not alone. We're going to break down 5 of the biggest reasons why we do this and how to stop it. Okay. So let's just go ahead and jump on in. Probably the most common reason I see is that you are under eating during the week. Okay. So maybe that is Monday to Thursday. Friday morning hits, you're in weekend mode. You're like, whatever, I've done so quote unquote good all week. I deserve this, whatever that looks like. You go out to eat on Friday night, you have a great meal. And then Saturday morning, you're like, it's the weekend. I'm going to start back over on Monday. If you thought that, first of all, go back and listen to the episode right before this, where I talk about how to never have to get back on track again. That's a very powerful episode. But this is very common for people to think, I'm just eating healthy throughout the week. It's Monday. I'm back on track. Again, like I said, it goes right in line with the last episode. You eat, very healthy foods, right? Maybe a protein shake for breakfast, maybe a salad with chicken and a bunch of vegetables and some dressing or something for lunch. And then maybe some beef jerky and an apple or something for a snack, and then a healthy balanced dinner. And you feel like you're doing such a great job staying on track with your fitness goals. But if you're not tracking your intake, you might not realize that you may only be eating like 700, 800 calories. And the weekend comes and that's just not sustainable. So you get tempted with dinners out, things with friends, dessert coming into your house, whatever it is. And it's almost impossible not to overeat. It truly is. This is not a willpower issue, you guys. It is a biological response to deprivation. Okay, so when you are depriving yourself like that throughout the week, you are going to overeat at some point. It is not sustainable to think you can dramatically undereat. I'm talking low calories, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, low calories like that. So keep in mind, I'm not talking 14, 1500. I shouldn't say that. Everybody's different, but I'm talking really low calories and then overeating, overcompensating throughout the weekend. It also can happen on a 1-day, 24-hour cycle too. Like you undereat all day long and you come home from work or you make your family dinner and you are starving. And so you overeat in the evening at dinner time. So the key here, guys, is eating balanced meals with enough protein, carbs, and fats and calories throughout the week. So when the weekend comes, you're still feeling great. You're not feeling deprived. You're not feeling like you're just craving all these foods that you cut out all weekend. I used to be there, guys. I used to cut out all sorts of treats, things that I loved, foods that were a little bit more indulgent throughout the week. And then when I'd have them on the weekend, I would just binge on them because I'm like, oh, I'm not going to have these again for such a long time because they're not like in my program or my plan or whatever. And so I have to get them out of my house and eat them all or eat as many of them right now so that I don't want them anymore. That is not a sustainable way to live. Okay. So eating balance throughout the week, throughout the day is going to set you up for success on the weekend in the evenings. Okay. Reason number 2, why you're overeating is you're not really monitoring your intake. So many people I talk to will tell me how quote unquote healthy they're eating. They'll list off the key thing I look for here is they'll list off, oh, I eat plenty of protein and healthy fats and complex carbs and things like that. But they won't mention their calories or their macros. And you can't change what you're not tracking. If you don't know what you're doing, you can't change it to make it better, right? So without this awareness that comes from tracking macros and calories, or macros or calories, I should say, it's easy to overeat, even on healthy foods. It's easy to have too many nuts if you're not tracking and monitoring and measuring it out. It's easy to just eat too much overall, and your body doesn't care, guys. When you're in a calorie surplus, if it doesn't really care if you're eating tons and tons of healthier foods, tons of healthy fats and carbs and things like that. If you're eating in a surplus, you're going to gain weight. Okay. So one key here and to keep you from overeating is tracking your calories and your macros. Okay. So try tracking just calories to start and seeing where your macros fall and then tweak them as needed. Or if you don't want to do that, just try journaling your meals for like 5 to 7 days and see if you can identify any patterns that are coming up where, just times when you ate more, times when you ate less. Try to even it out throughout the day and throughout the week. Because if you are not tracking it, you can't change it or optimize it. Okay. Reason number 3 as to why you overeat: hormone imbalances. Hormone imbalances get the blame for so many things, but they absolutely can have to do with overeating because cortisol, insulin, estrogen shifts that you're feeling during perimenopause, all these things can increase your cravings and your hunger and your fat storage. So again, if you're tracking your macros and you have cravings, you might notice that because you're like, oh, I'm not going to give in to this craving or whatever it is. But if you're not tracking and you're having cravings and you're giving into your cravings, it's very easy to overeat and take in too many calories, right? Especially during your luteal phase, the week before your period, your hunger is going to be a lot higher. I'll talk to people that are like, oh, I'm so hungry right now. And I'm like, what phase of your cycle are you on? Like, oh, I should start my period in like 5 days. I'm like, bingo. There you go. And then the week after your period, you are miraculously satisfied and full and do not have those hunger and cravings. So our hormones play a huge role in our appetite and our cravings. Okay. So if you know that during your luteal phase, that week before your period, or during times when you're feeling super stressed, you can try to manage that stress with walking outside, getting enough sleep, having enough recovery throughout your day. Maybe even if you're not a napper, if you're getting enough sleep, maybe you go to your room and you just lay down and close your eyes, meditate, take some deep breaths, whatever it is in the middle of your day to try to manage that stress. Also prioritizing protein and fiber together, that's going to help stabilize your blood sugar, which is going to help prevent cravings, and not skipping meals, especially in that luteal phase, because if you are, you're running errands, you think you're going to run errands for 2 hours, you end up being gone for like 4 hours, you haven't eaten in like 5 or 6 hours and you're starving, and put that on top of being in your luteal phase and about to start your period, you're going to come home and you're going to eat your way through house and home, right? You're going to eat whatever treats you can get your hands on because you did not manage your hormones very well, right? You didn't manage your cravings and your blood sugar. So those are just some tips there that hormones do play a role in this for sure. Reason number 4 why you might overeat is emotional eating and just managing the emotions that come with being a perimenopausal woman. Because I know, guys, we're moody, we can feel depressed, we're anxious. We've got these things that come from that fluctuating estrogen and that dropping progesterone that just leave us feeling kind of emotional, right? And so that can lead us to overeating because we are human, right? When food is your comfort and you feel overwhelmed, anxious, lonely, you're juggling like work and family and these hormone shifts. If food is your comfort, if that's your habit, it's going to amplify even more, right? So what to do instead? I want you to build some emotional awareness. So, and find when you go to the pantry or the fridge, ask yourself, am I truly hungry? Or what do I really need right now? How am I really feeling? If I'm really feeling anxious, maybe you need to not eat, but go outside and go for a walk. If you're really feeling kind of lonely and sad, maybe you need to call your mom on the phone or your sister or your best friend. If you're really feeling overwhelmed, maybe you need to lay down and close your eyes for a minute or do a brain dump into a journal. That helps me when I'm feeling overwhelmed. So having these go-to emotional outlets that are not food, like I said, journaling, a walk, talking to a friend, texting a friend, watching a funny show that's kind of mindless, these kind of things can help process those emotions in a healthier way. Okay. And reason number 5, this is one of my favorite reasons why you're overeating, and that is because you are not satisfied by the meals you're eating. If you're eating diet food, okay, diet food with no flavor, your chicken, your broccoli, your whatever, not having good seasonings, and you're specifically cutting out foods you love, it is going to lead to more cravings and it's going to lead to you binging on those things you are restricting. Okay. So you don't want your meals to be bland or boring or super, super low calorie. Your body and your mind will keep on searching for that satisfaction. Okay. So it's kind of like you've probably seen the meme or the funny reel where it's like, I just wanted a brownie, but instead I ate a protein bar and I drank a protein shake and I had some jerky, like all these healthy, healthy things. But then they're like, and then I had the chocolate chips and the peanut butter and the ice cream and the brownie and the cookie. When if you had really just had the brownie in the first place, or even half the brownie when you wanted it, you probably would have been in a better position, calorie balance wise. Okay. So think about adding variety, texture, flavor to your food, and healthy fats too, like avocado, cheese, different seasoning, things that will make your food taste so good, but they are still healthy and they're still in a way that will keep you towards your fitness goals, right? So when you're planning your food in advance is a huge hack to reaching your fitness goals. When you're doing that, build out meals that you truly enjoy and look forward to, because that satisfaction is going to really help with long-term consistency, which is what is going to get you to your goals. Okay. So let's kind of recap here. 5 reasons why you overeat. Number 1, undereating during the week leads to overeating on the weekend almost every time. Okay. Number 2, not tracking your intake. If you're not monitoring it, you can't improve it, right? Number 3, hormonal imbalances that come in perimenopause and around our cycle is going to lead us to having more cravings, right? Number 4, emotional eating. So creating those non-food based outlets for our emotions is going to be key. And number 5, focusing on unsatisfying meals and cutting out your favorite foods is a surefire way to lead to overeating. So if you find yourself struggling with this, you are not broken. You are not undisciplined. There is still hope, because you just need to understand why you're doing it. And that's how you'll fix the how. Okay. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Let me know, and I will see you guys next week.